Hi, it's another great time to be with you on this platform. This is Truly Talk, and on Truly Talk we talk about investment, we talk about your personal economy, we talk about how to take advantage of the opportunities that are around you that you see on a daily basis. Today I'm going to be discussing, I'm going to be talking to couples today. I'm going to be using this day to address issues that has to do with your marriage, your spouse, your lifetime partner, the love of your life, the sugar in your tea, your honey pie, the cockroach in your cupboard, the blah blah blah, the DDT, your hubby, your wife, and all of that. We're going to be discussing the issues of love, the issue of money in marriage. But before I go into that, the title of today's program platform will be the 10 top mistakes that people make married people make. That is the 10 financial mistakes that couples make when dealing with money, when having a money issue. I've been doing some thought about on marriage, relationship, wife issues, husband issues, and all of that. I also even had some stories, some primitive stories, things that should not even be happening in this current day and time, happening to many people who are in their marriages. And a lot of people are getting, they are afraid of the outcome, of what's going to be the outcome of their marriages, or the outcome of their homes, or the outcome of the marriage. Some people are afraid of divorce. Some people know that, they're just in this marriage just to endure certain things. But some people are not getting because of the kind of attitude that their spouse, that the other partner has towards money. So a lot of people are fearful, and that is what you go to town, you see on a daily basis. One day I got to the office and I saw a couple just arguing among themselves. But they were arguing silently, they were not arguing loudly, they were arguing silently. You could see the tussle in their voices, in the way their expressions and all of that. What happened? A lady who bought a property from us maybe some years ago as a single person, now probably got married 10 months ago and is heavily pregnant. They're expecting their baby the next month. At the time I saw them that day, and one of the things the man quickly wants, because when she bought that property, the name that was on that property happened to be her maiden name. But now that she's married to this XYZ man, the husband dragged her to the office to come and change her name, to change the name on the document. And one of the questions I asked the husband, first of all, not necessarily because I was against that, not because I was against whatever they have, but I asked the husband the straightforward question: do you have a property of your own? And one of the things he said to me, he looked at me and he said he does not have a property of his own. You know what went on? The message I received into my head, was, this guy wants to cheat on his wife. This guy wants to rip his wife out. Or this guy is probably insecure. Any of those three things are actually what is wrong with this particular person. Now, I'm not saying whether what they did is right or wrong, but I felt that the timing was wrong. Your wife is just 8 months pregnant and probably expecting your baby by the next month. Now, what you have just actually done right now is that you are now trying to take over. They are now trying to do something at the end of the day that will, maybe some of you will just not lay up me out in this case. But you know what? At the end of the day, they signed this stuff. They're giving birth to their lovely daughter, and at the end of the day. But you know what? That same thing kept on ringing in my head. I've discovered that a lot of people are insecure in their marriages. A lot of people do not know what to do in their homes. And a lot of people are losing the opportunity for them to be able to pay for themselves. I've also had another situation where two guys, a lady also bought a property from us. walked into our the office, and this guy wanted her to sell this her property that she bought 2 years before she even met this guy. Right in our office, you know what happened? Both of them went their separate ways. Marriage ended. Why? The guy was just too insecure. Why? I can't have a wife that has a property that I don't have one. So for her, she must sell her property before I get married to her. So I've seen a lot of people break down their homes. First of all, because of the insecurity of the man, and secondly, because the two parties, the two individuals involved in this relationship are not understanding their attitude towards money or towards cash flow. So a lot of people are losing sense of the ability for them to create wealth. Whereas when I have also discovered that 1 plus 1 sometimes is not 2, 1 plus 1 sometimes is 1,000, sometimes it's 4, sometimes 1 plus 1 is a million, depending on the situation that you currently, the platform that you are currently seeing it. So today I'm going to look at the top 10 mistakes that people make, especially couples make in their marriages. Number one is that first of all, a couple want to first build, I'm going to take it from down up, is that they are not getting a coach or an expert in their home. You need a financial coach, you need somebody to help, a cash flow coach, because you need to look at income, you need to start focusing on income, start looking at the things that you need to do on a regular basis. Your spouse or your wife or your husband probably has a different background and definitely will have a different attitude to how to money. So you don't expect that, okay, you know what, we are building homes together. You know, let us just do our things our way. Let us just go our way. We're going to just move ahead. Or we're going to just keep on moving and we're going to succeed. It won't work that way. Things don't work that way. For you to actually succeed in your marriage, one of the things you must put from ground is that you must identify that my husband's attitude towards money or my wife's attitude towards money is not the same thing as mine. So for us to be able to work at equilibrium, what must we do? We must decide, I must recognize this fact and know where to place myself. So a lot of people, what they do is that they place themselves at a disadvantage, thinking that, oh, one day, because of the fact that we love ourselves, things are just going to happen to us. Oh, money is just going to keep on flowing. We will not have any issue because we love ourselves. But truth of the matter is that 70% of the divorce cases that you see, that you hear about, they are not usually about religion, they're not about sex, they're not about in-laws, relationship with in-laws from maybe any of the parties, but rather about what? Money. So money does not conquer all things. I want you to say this. Money does not conquer all things. Because you know what you need in your marriage sometimes, you need money. To be able to fuel your marriage, you need to be able to have money. You need to start, that's why first one of the things you need to focus on as couples is that you need to start focusing on income. Now that we are married, or now that we are preparing to get married, or now that we are in this marriage, how are we going to be generating income on a daily basis? How will money be coming to us? Because you guys both of you need to know the source for which money will be coming into your life. I have seen people who try to hide their assets, they try to hide their sources of income. So a wife is not willing to tell her husband how she's making money. The husband is not willing to tell the wife how he's making money. First of all, there's no love in that space. Because when you have love, what love is expressive in giving. Love is expressive, love expresses itself in giving. For God so loved the world that he gave. Now, if you love your wife, you will give. If you love your husband, you will also give. Also give information. So a lot of people are enjoying in their marriage instead of them to be able to build with their wives or with their husband. They are not building. What they are rather doing is that they are tearing themselves apart. So some people, a man and a wife and his wife, they are competing against each other in a home where they ought to be complementing each other. Where the wife is supposed to be the helpmate to the husband and the husband is supportive of the wife. But you know what, some people are just competing among themselves in their various home. And you know what? You cannot grow well that way. The reason for which anybody should be able to grow, should get married, and one of the major reasons, it's not for you to bear children. It's not for you to just have children. It's not for you to have children. It is for you to be able to go beyond having children, to have a bigger purpose that is beyond raising a family. It is beyond all of that. It is to complement each other's purpose in life. Now, what is the purpose of money in your life, in your family, in your marriage? What is the purpose of money in your life? You need to be able to figure all of this out, because if you don't figure it out, you will find out that you'll be living a frustrated life in that your marriage, in that your home. So sometimes you will think that, okay, it is about you, because sometimes it's not all just about money. It's about the purpose for which that money is serving in your marriage, that the purpose for which that money is serving in your home, the purpose for which you want to raise money. So you think your partner, your spouse is your partner. You call them lifetime partner. So for some people, their spouse are not their partners, they are rather their competitors. So you see your wife as somebody that you want to conquer. You see your husband as somebody you want to conquer. You want to dominate. Oh, you want to be better than somebody, than this other person. No, that is not. You're supposed to complement each other. And that is the way it is. Because I found out that husbands and wives, couples who build businesses together, succeed together. Couples who build empires together, succeed together. It is much more important to do it that way. So a lot of people are living frustrated life because they are not bringing their spouses into the picture. So some of the mistakes that people make on a daily basis are not too far-fetched. So for example, I need to be able to figure out what is the purpose, how is my wife's attitude towards money, what is my wife's attitude towards money. You need to be able to figure that out. What is your own personal attitude towards money? Because you know what, if one of you have a negative attitude, it's going to affect you. So some people live for Fridays and weekends. Why some couple, why another person in the marriage is thinking about freedom. You cannot be going accelerating the car and somebody is helping you to press the brake. To press the brake or you're trying to go reverse. You can't do those things that way. Either go forward or you either go forward or you go backward. Or if you try to be indifferent, what will happen? You're going to crash. There's going to be an accident in that marriage, and when there's an accident in that marriage, everybody goes their separate way. It's not usually because people don't love each other, because people, you can swear allegiance to your wife, but if you do not have, you're not considering the aspect that money plays in your marriage and in your home, that home is probably going to break down. It is not the anointing. It is not that, okay, you church that you go. It is not because, oh, you are a Christian, a Buddhist, you are very active in your sexual life is very active and all of that. It is what? It's about the money. So if you guys don't have good attitude or positive attitude towards money, the marriage is probably going to break down. And that is why I've committed myself to helping more people to be able to understand this aspect. Because it's not just about, oh, let us go and get money. It's about the purpose. So first of all, some families don't have purpose. Some families don't have purpose. Why are we in marriage? What is our purpose? What is money supposed to help us to achieve? Because money is not an end in itself. Money is supposed to help you achieve a particular purpose. Money is supposed to help you to do something. Money is supposed to help you meet an objective. So what is the purpose of money in our marriage? And so we have a big picture that we are gunning for. We have a big picture that we are aiming for. And we run towards that big picture. Why? Because money must serve a purpose in your home. So for some people, they don't have a particular purpose for which they are doing, they want to achieve money. Some other people, one of the things that they do is that they neglect income. They neglect the aspect of income. So people get married. Oh, now that we are going to get married, what are the things that we need to be looking at for? How are we going to be able to raise more income in our home? A lot of people are not looking that way. Now, because you need revenue. It's not when because let me tell you this, your bills will probably increase. And because you're not talking about it and you're not doing something about it, you think that, okay, one day it's going to go away. It's not going to run away. The bills every month we'll have bills that are packing themselves towards us. So for example, what you need to be able to look at is that, how do I increase my revenue? How do we increase revenue as a couple? So some of times you guys need to sit down together Because I also find out that when you do that together, somebody can be helping. Like for example, if I want to sell, maybe I want to sell real estate, for example, if I'm a real estate person, one of the things I could just do is that okay, I could sit down with my wife and say, you know what, I know that you can help get people to come and buy this particular property that we have available for sale. Please, can you link me to so number of person? Why I do all the getting of the deals, I do the administrative work, I do all of that, and she can help do the marketing. Why if she has a good voice? So what we're supposed to do as couples is to actually complement each other. But you know what? A lot of people are not doing that way. Why? Because if I let my wife knows what I earn, the demand is going to be so much. But that is not usually the truth. That's not usually the truth. That's not usually the truth. But you need to be able to be, because in your marriage you need to be transparent. So a lot of people are not transparent. They're not transparent. They're not transparent. They're just in there. And you know what? You cannot prosper alone in your marriage. You cannot prosper alone. You need your partner to get involved with you. You need your wife to be involved with you. You can only succeed. You need to succeed together. So for some people, what they are not looking at is that they are not looking at the ideas that will help them to be able to generate more income. So start focusing on more income as a couple. What do we do to increase our income? We are earning, both of us, we are currently earning 300,000 naira. What do we do to up it to $1 million naira on a monthly basis? What are we going to be doing now to be able to up it up to 3 million naira if we're earning $1 million naira on a monthly basis? So because we need to keep going for more income. You know why? Because you need more income in your life. Because that more income in your life will be able to help you serve the purpose for which you are attracting that money in the first place. So you need more income. So you need to start focusing on more income. The other one is that I talked about people neglecting the right attitude towards money. I think that's one. Then we also talk about people also not having a financial structure. And you cannot downplay this particular one. You cannot downplay this particular one. I know a lot of people, somebody earns something, and you cannot put aside certain aspect of your phone into some transaction. Let us take, for example, people don't pay themselves. Some people, I know that some people have heard the word pay yourself first. And some people think that okay, it is all about, you know what, buying clothes, buying shoes, buying wristwatch, going on vacation and all of that. That is not what paying first is. I know that you have heard the word. And some people don't even have a clue as to what that means. So probably maybe today I'm going to give you a clue as to what that means. Now what that simply means is this. When people say pay yourself first, what they simply mean is that pay into your future first. Take aside certain things for your future. Oh, you have a future together. What is the second half of your future as a couple? What is it going to look like? What is the second half of your marriage? What is it going to look like? When you get to the age of 30, when you start to do your 30th anniversary in marriage, what is it going to look like? So a lot of people, what they do is that whatever comes into their lives, they squander. So when we talk about you paying yourself first, what do? We talk about taking some part of your money and you putting them into an investment portfolio. An investment portfolio that is going to pay you later. It's paying you today, it's also paying you currently. So what you do is that you take certain part of the money. So, because what some couples do is that as soon as they get money, what they do, they squander them. They squander them on holidays. They squander them on vacation. They squander them for Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays. They squander them and they go again on Monday. They go hustle again. And by Friday they do the same thing. They repeat the whole process again. Every week, every month end, they are looking up and they are like, they are in desperation. The bills are getting longer and are getting bigger. But you know what? One of the things they are not considering is they are not considering buying into the future. So I heard some people say, you know what? We're currently in recession now. But we should not be doing investment. We should rather cut down on our investment. That's what I hear some people say. But you know one of the things that I've discovered, you cannot become rich doing that thing. You can only become rich doing what the rich will do. During time of recession are the best time for you to start making investment. So what people run away from is that they try to run away from things that will make them rich. So some people look rich, but they are very, very poor. A lot of people are looking very rich. So every Friday, those people who are looking rich are the ones who they do things for Fridays and weekends. They look so rich, They look richer than Bill Gates. They look richer than Mike Zuckerberg. They look richer than some of the wealthiest men in the world. They're buying all the clothes, they're buying all the things, living in expensive houses. But you know what? They're very broke within. Why? Because they're not considering the things that will make them rich. They're not paying themselves first. What they're doing is that they're rather buying in them. They're buying for the holidays and buying for the problem. You don't need that. Now is the time for you two guys to hustle as a couple. I know what? When you hustle together as a couple, your love becomes stronger. Your wealth becomes bigger. Why? Because there's a purpose that you are serving as a couple. But when you're the one doing it alone, what happens? You get weary, you get tired because you are the only one doing it. You get frustrated because that person does not understand. You get frustrated because that person does not see, is not seeing the big picture that you are seeing. And that's one of the major reasons why I'm asking you. I would rather advise you to this today to go to our website www.afprng.com and register for the dinner that we are putting up at the Federal Palace Hotel this coming Saturday. I would like you to be part of it. It is www.afprng.com. Go to the registration point, register, give your name, give your email address, give us the details of your spouse inclusive, because we're going to call your spouse to know if actually you are actually married, because it's going to be for the married couples. So this coming Saturday at 7 p.m. we're going to be having that dinner. And you know what, guess what? It is for free. You're not paying a dime, I'm not paying for the meal. So we are going to enjoy ourselves and have a fantastic time. Why? Because your spouse and yourself need to be able to get your money attitude right. So the other one is that some people, they don't actually know what to invest in. They don't know exactly what are we supposed to invest in. You know what, the first thing the couple do when they earn money is that they want to invest in what? They want to invest in stock. They want to invest in certain things that they don't understand. But you know what I say to people, first of all, one of the things you must do is that you should start investing in things that are tangible, that are indestructible, that you can see, that you can feel. That even because you need to start looking at things that you start protecting your money. A lot of people just work hard and they're not interested in protecting their money. They're not interested in protecting the flow of cash in their lives, and they end up becoming frustrated on a daily basis. So for you, the things that you need to rather do right now is that you now need to go, where do I put my money? There are two things that you need to figure out if you're going to summarize all the things that I've said thus far. It's one, you need to increase your flow of cash in your life. That's one. The flow of cash in your marriage, the flow of cash in your life. That's number one. As a couple, you need to focus on increasing cash flow or revenue in your lives. Number two, you also need to focus on where the money is going to. Where is the money going to? What portfolio are we putting that money into? We need to be clear. You know why? When people work together, they are more disciplined. And that is why most people who try to run the race on the solo level, they find out that they are very reckless with their money. So one of the things that your spouse is to help you to do is so that you can curtail yourself, so you can curtail your investment, so you can curtail you can tame the monster that wants you to be a spendaholic. That's the word. The monster that wants you to be a spendaholic. So for you right now, one of the things you need to focus on as a couple, both of you, and I need you guys, I need you to let your wife or spouse watch this again, is this. We are doing this currently now on Instagram. So for you now, what I want you to do, and you and your spouse to do, is simply this. One, increase the flow of cash. What are we going to do right now that will increase cash flow into this home? Number two, what are we going to do? Where are we going to be putting our money? Now, it's not just about saving, because savings never make any man rich. Savings cannot help you as a couple. What you need to save is that you are saving certain things to do something. So where is our money going to go to? Where are we going to be spending our money? On what platform are we going to be putting our money? What future are we going to be buying into? What project or portfolio are we going to be buying into? So once you have been able to figure that out, what happens is that at the end of the day, you can make a success of your life. So that's been the package today. You're currently watching us, some of you are watching us on Instagram, and some people are watching on Facebook, and some people are watching on YouTube. I'd like to appreciate you. I'd like you guys to go to our YouTube page. It is Apim TV, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. to get more and more information. I'm going to be spending lovely time this coming Saturday at the Federal Palace. I'm looking forward to it. You can ring me on the phone right now, 070237464, and get your ticket or get an invite to be part of that meeting. It is for couples. I love to meet you with your spouse. I love to meet with you. I love to meet with. I like to connect with people. I'm not standing certain things. I like you to come around. I bet you, your lives and your marriage will change. I guarantee that. I guarantee that your life and your marriage will change when both of you attend this dinner. We're going to be dancing. We're going to be dancing. We're going to be discussing. We're going to be networking. We're going to be also be talking trash. You know, we're going to be talking trash. Some of you like to talk trash. We're going to be talking trash, but just couple trash anyway. We're going to be talking all of that. And this coming Saturday is the time. That time is 7 p.m. We're going to be enjoying ourselves. We're going to have a lot of food, a lot of opportunity. The ideas that we want to take up, information that we get ourselves updated with, and all of that. So till I come your way again next time. This has been truly tough. I've just been having fun with you guys. Thank you for staying with me. God bless you, really good. Till I come your way again next time. I am Trudy Kalu. I'm the nice landlord. I'm the real estate investor. Till I come your way again next time. Arios, stay rich and free.